Hello, Chatsworth parents. My name is Erica Zimmerman, and I am your child's general music teacher for grades K through 5. And I'm going to be talking just a little briefly about an overview of what we do in general music and what your child will be learning when they're here with me. So let me go ahead and start with kindergarten. So if you take a look at the kindergarten program, and let me see if I can move my head a little bit smaller so you can see. The kindergarten music program consists of a number of different musical activities to engage and enrich the already tuneful, beatful, and artful young musicians. So what does that mean, tuneful, beatful, and artful? Well, a tuneful child has tunes in their heads and learns to coordinate their voices to sing those notes. A beatful child can feel the pulse of the music and understands that music can be grouped in twos and threes. And an artful child can be moved by music and understands how music can elicit an emotional response. In music class, what I'm going to try to do is encourage these three characteristics by 8 different activities. So we're going to do things like pitch exploration to engage the vocal muscles. We're going to do fragment songs to allow the children to sing musical phrases by themselves. We'll do simple songs to encourage independent singing. And you may see your children come home with an award that says, I sang a song by myself. Which is very exciting for them. Arioso is a way for the child to explore and create spontaneous songs. So I don't know if your children do anything like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to get my lollipop and I'm going to eat my lollipop. And they come up with a song just randomly. That's arioso. So I encourage them to do that so that they can later in the upper grades put their ideas on paper. We also do movement exploration to develop their coordination. So kind of like what they're doing in PE, I try to encourage that in the music room as well. Movement for form and expression allows them to engage themselves in the musical form by using organized movement and how the music is set up. We also do beat motions. It's important to have a intuition for the beat so that they can build on their later rhythmic development. If you've got a steady beat, you can build all the other pieces into that. And then finally, to help develop listening skills and allow children the opportunity to hear the expressiveness that music should include, I tell them song tales at the end of music class. You may have heard already about a story called The Crabfish. So if you haven't, go ahead and ask your children about that for kindergarten. And that's basically what we do in kindergarten. We do a number of different activities in those 8 areas to encourage tuneful, beatful, and artful. Now, for my first and second grade students, they're going to expand on this tuneful, beatful, artful idea. And we're going to start music literacy. And through musical literacy, I use a program called Conversational Solfege, excuse me, that develops the child's ear before we see what it looks like. So it's similar to the way in which a child would learn how to read. You learn how to speak the language before you learn how to read it and write it. And that's the way music should be taught. And that's how I do that through conversational solfege. I teach the child how to speak the musical language before they learn how to read it. And that's how we begin every music class. We do a past, a present, and a future activity, which means that in the past, they do something they've already done. The present is what we're currently working on, the unit that we're currently working on, and a future activity is a place we're headed, the next type of rhythmic composition or rhythmic notation, something like that. The second part of a first and second grade music lesson is the making music. This is the activities focused around performing a piece of music, creating a piece of music while using their literacy skills that they use in the first part of the lesson. We like to do different orchestrations using xylophones and rhythm sticks and other unpitched percussion instruments. And then finally, I like to do a doing music type activity where we are dancing, we're moving to different genres of music, and we're creating motions based on musical form. So they're engaging their entire body in the activity. So we will do all of those 3 things in each first and second grade music lesson. For the third graders, This is where we will continue to be engaged in music literacy and expand on the 3-part lesson plan. The third graders will, one, begin to use the music staff as a way to read music. So we really dive into what do those 5 lines and 4 spaces mean in third grade, and what are the names of the notes. We'll learn the names of the lines and spaces on the treble staff and all the different pieces that come with a composition. We'll see different pieces of music and we'll identify the different parts like bar lines and repeat signs and all that kind of thing. We'll also create compositions using the music staff. I'll say, can you spell me the word decade on the staff? And then so they have to place the notes. Can you make me a composition that includes letters that are in your name? That kind of thing. And then finally, a big part of the third grade music curriculum is learning to play the soprano recorder. Starting in November, beginning of December, I will pass your children recorders and we will learn to play the recorder in class. And then we'll do that every music class for the rest of the year. In addition to that, they're encouraged to develop practice skills and intrinsic motivation through the incentive program called Recorder Karate. Recorder Karate is awesome. So basically what it is the children will engage in a number of different songs that increase in difficulty. And as they play each song and are able to get to the next level, they get a little rainbow loom rubber band that they get to put on their recorder based on the color. So if they're working on their white belt, they'll get a white string. If they're working on their black belt, they'll get a black one. And we have 27 belts, so the kids at all different levels can feel engaged and successful with this program. And it allows your child, Recorder Karate allows your child to move at their own pace while still feeling accomplished in their music reading skills, which is what I really love about it. So by the end of third grade, we should really be comfortable musicians in playing an instrument. And then finally, with our 4th and 5th graders, we are now ready. We've reached the point where we're at a high level of music literacy. We've gained knowledge from previous years, and now we're really ready to dig deep into their musical abilities. So 4th and 5th graders will develop their ear melodically and begin to orally decode using do, re, mi, and sol. So they will be doing that. I'll sing a song. They have to sing it back to me with do, re, mi, and sol. We write, we decode, we create within that realm of those syllables. We also begin to compose simple compositions, focusing on the rhythmic and melodic elements that we've learned through conversational solfege, the program that I spoke about. We do use that program all the way through the end of 5th grade. They also will learn to play the ukulele using chords and short melodic passages. So they'll not only learn how to strum a chord on the ukulele, but they'll also learn how to pluck out a song on the different strings. And finally, both 4th and 5th graders will engage in some type of choral experience. We're still working out the kinks on how that experience will work in the time of COVID, but we definitely are going to provide some type of choral experience for all 4th graders and all 5th graders. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know your children this year. If you have any questions at all, please email me at ezimmerman@mamkschools.org, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Have a great evening.